Hello everyone, I am Kristen Hako and today we are going to learn Article 1322 up until 1327. Let's begin by discussing Article 1322, wherein an offer made through an agent is acceptable from the time acceptance is communicated to him. An agent is considered as an extension of a personality of his principal. If duly authorized, the act of an agent is, in law, the act of the principal. It is when the offer is made through the agent and the acceptance is communicated through him or her. For deeper understanding of the article, we have here an example explaining about it. So, halimbawa, gusto ni Ricklin ibenta ang kanyang kotse worth 200,000 pesos at inutusan niya si Patricia upang ibenta yung kotse niya. Now, in this case, si Patricia yung naging agent ni Ricklin. Siya yung naghanap ng buyer para ibenta yung sasakyan ni Ricklin. So, let's say, si John, he wants to purchase the car of Ricklin. And he also agreed to the terms that Patricia has told him. So now, the law take place. Once na na-communicate na ni John na gusto niyang bilhin yung car kay Patricia, so ibig sabihin nun, mag-i-exist na yung kontrata. Yung agent na si Patricia, siya yung kumakatawan sa ating principal which is Ricklin. So once na na-communicate na ni John na gusto niyang bilhin yung kotse, ibig sabihin, meron na silang kontratang nabuo. Ayon sa Article 1322, yung offer daw is accepted na and it is valid na once na na-communicate na siya sa ating agent which is in this case si Patricia. Pero pag si principal or si Ricklin mismo yung nag-offer ng kotse kay John, dapat yung acceptance ni John is also directly communicated kay Ricklin at hindi niya na kailangan dumaan kay Patricia since si Ricklin naman mismo yung nag-alok sa kanya ng kotse. Next article is Article 1323 wherein an offer becomes ineffective upon the death, civil interdiction, insanity, or insolvency of either party before the acceptance is conveyed. This article states na magiging void yung isang contract if one of the party will be unable to fulfill a contract because of death, civil interdiction, insanity, or insolvency. Let us go back to our example in Article 1322. So for example, si Ricklin, nasabi niya na kay John na gusto niyang ibenta yung kanyang kotse. But before John could accept the offer from Ricklin, Ricklin became insane. So yung offer ni Ricklin na ibenta yung kanyang car kay John will be automatically ineffective. The same law will apply if one of the parties will die, become insolvent, or if a person is restrained because of his incapability of managing his estate because of mental incapacity from signing any deed or doing any to his own prejudice without the consent of his curator or indicator. It is also known as civil interdiction. So civil interdiction is thoroughly discussed at Article 34 of the Revised Penal Code. Just for further understanding, yung civil interdiction, halimbawa nito is isang offender. So during his sentence or during yung nakakulong siya, he doesn't have any right to all his properties and assets. So that also means that wala rin siyang karapatan para gumawa ng contract with another person kasi in the first place, wala naman siyang asset na pinanghawakan dahil nga nakakulong siya. Next article is Article 1324. So in Article 1324, when an offeror has allowed the offeree a certain period to accept, the offer may be withdrawn at any time before the acceptance by communicating such withdrawal, except when the option is founded upon consideration, something that is paid or promised. So let's have an example for further understanding. So halimbawa nito is, si Jade gusto niyang ibenta yung bahay niya kay Irish and he gave Irish 10 days to decide if gusto niya bang bilhin yung bahay or not. Let's say today is January 1. and he gave Irish the time up until January 10. Pero before January 10, gustong bawiin ni Jade yung offer niya kay Irish. Now the question is that possible? Yes, it is possible. All Jade needs to do is to inform Irish na gusto niya na i-revoke yung offer niya, as long as it is still within that period of time na gihatag niya, which is January 1 up until January 10. Pero, if si Irish nakapagbigay kay Jade ng 1,000 as partial payment para dun sa bahay na binibenta sana ni Jade, so as a consideration, hindi na pwedeng i-withdraw ni Jade yung offer niya kay Irish since si Irish is nakapagbigay naman na ng pera kay Jade. Okay, so paano ulit yun na withdraw yung offer? First, mawi-withdraw yung offer if sasabihin ni Jade na wini-withdraw niya yung offer niya kay Irish. Second, it can also be withdrawn if yung time na binigay ni Jade, which is 10 days kay Irish, is already expired. So in Article 1324, we have two different options. First option is the contract option. Ito yung time na binigay ni Jade kay Irish to decide if she's going to buy the house offered by Jade or not. So, as long as nag-agree si Irish na bibili niya yung proposal ni Jade, which is yung bahay, within the 10 days na binigay ni Jade sa kanya, there is already a meeting of a mind. That also mean na may nabuo na sila na kontrata at hindi na pwede bawiin ni Jade kung ano man yung kanyang in-offer kay Irish. Second is option money. This is yung binayad ni Irish kay Jade na 1,000 pesos. So, yung 1,000 peso na yun is called the option money or ang bayad sa agreement na nangyari. The next article is Article 1325. So here, we will differentiate the definite offer and the advertisement. So hindi lahat ng mga offer is definite offer. Ang ibang offer is called the advertisement. So as said at Article 1325, unless it appears otherwise, the business advertisement of the thing for sale are not definite offers, but mere invitation to make an offer. So, it is not an offer, but instead an invitation to make an offer. The question is business advertisement a definite offer or not? So, the answer is, it depends. If nag-contain siya ng all specific particulars na needed para makagawa ng isang contract, then yes, it is a definite offer. Pero, pag hindi naman, it is just an invitation to make a certain offer. So, let's have an example so that we can understand deeper the difference between the definite offer and advertisement. So, for instance, Arlene is looking for a land that she could buy. And she saw these two posters. So, in the first poster, may nakalagay na for sale 400 square meter lot at number 111 Road 5 M4 Village, Barangay Calio, Santa Cruz, Laguna for 600,000 pesos. For inquiries, call the number 0917-111-2222. So, as I've said, if the advertisement does not contain all important data for the future contract, then it is not a definite offer, but just a merely invitation to make an offer. So in this example, or in this poster, Arlene saw the complete particulars needed to create a certain contract. So this only means that it is a definite offer. Now let's proceed to the second poster that Arlene saw. So, in second, she read for sale 400 square meters lot Barangay Calles, Santa Cruz, Laguna for 600,000 pesos. So, in second poster, Arlene saw that the particulars needed to create a contract is not complete. So, this only means that this is an advertisement that are used as invitation for other people to make an offer and not a definite offer. So clearly, the advertisement are just invitations for people to create an offer. If the offer are made, the same may or may not be accepted by the advertiser, being mere invitations. So next article is 1326. In Article 1326, advertisement for bidders are simply invitations to make proposals, and the advertiser is not bound to accept the highest or the lowest bidder unless the contrary appears. So in this article, yung mga advertisement na ginagawa is for bidders naman. But the bidders are the one who are making their proposal para mapagpipilian ni advertiser. This is also a kind of advertisement, but it is for the bidders. It is not a definite offer. So in real scenario, nag-a-advertise sila, but yung mga bidders ang gumagawa ng proposal at yung gumagawa ng advertisement naman ang may right para pumili kung sino yung gusto nilang maging partner sa contract na gagawin. So, effect of bidding. In advertisement, it can be concluded that the best bid, highest or lowest, give rise to a bidding contract. In this case, each bid implies perfection of contract, subject to the condition of making better bid. If the condition is not especially provided, each bid is merely an offer and the advertiser is free to reject the bid. For example, Reggie wants to sell his land. He made an advertisement wherein Judy, Lloyd, Kyle, and Angel are the bidders. So Judy, Lloyd, Kyle, and Angel can make their own proposals na makakahikayat kay Reggie para piliin sila. But Reggie can only choose one among these four. So each bid is merely an offer, and Reggie has the right to reject the bid coming from them. So in this case, each bid na galing kay Judy, Lloyd, Kyle at saka kay Angel implies perfection of a contract with the condition na magawa sila ng mas better na presentation at mas better na bid para sila yung piliin ni Reggie. So, as I said kanina, each bid is just merely an offer. So, Reggie can choose among these four kung kanino yung bid na mas best para sa kanya. For instance, halimbawa ang pinili ni Reggie is si Lloyd. So, Reggie and Lloyd is now bounded by a contract. So, it is not against the law for Reggie to reject the bid coming from Judy, Kyle, and Angel because he has the right to choose which among the bid is the best. At napili niya is kay Lloyd. So, Lloyd and him is already in a contract. Now, advertisement calling for public auction indicated that the right to reject all kinds of bid is reserved to the party of offering the property, which is in this case Reggie. All parties that will take part of the said bidding must submit to the terms of the auction, and that if rejected, the party who called for the bids is not compelled to accept the bid or execute a deed of sale in favor of the bidder. So in juridical sales, the highest bid must necessarily be accepted. So we have here a question. What is the effect of the express stipulation of advertiser's right to reject any or all the bids? So answer, so during the rejection, he cannot be compelled to execute or deliver the deed of sale of the property in favor of the appealing bidder. So let's proceed to another article. The last article we're going to discuss is Article 1327. In Article 1327, it talks about the capacity of a person to enter into a certain contract. So the following cannot give consent to a contract. So first is the unemancipated minors, and the second is insane or demented persons and deaf mutes who do not know how to write. The insane or demented persons and deaf mutes who do not know how to write is thoroughly discussed in Article 1263. So persons who cannot give a consent to a contract are the following. So first is the unemancipated minors. So these are minors who are below 18 years of age. So there are no more unemancipated minors above 18 since the legal age was reduced from 21 to 18. Emancipation by marriage and parental concession had already been eliminated. So children below 18 by themselves, being minors, cannot enter into a valid contract. However, if misrepresented his age on the contract by stating of his age, the other party was misled. The contract shall be binding upon him or the basis is estoppel. So, second is the insane or demented persons. So, when a person is insane or demented, he is detached from reality. He does not know what he is doing and he cannot act with legal effects. Consequently, he cannot enter into a valid contract. Pero, yung mga baliw, hindi man yan sila always na baliw, like all the time baliw sila. So, there are also times na nakabalik sila sa normal state nila, and that is called the lucid intervals. So, as may happen in rare cases, they may enter into a valid contract because at this moment, they are sane and capable of knowing what they are doing. So, if yung baliw na tao nakaranas ng lucid intervals, so he or she has the right to create a contract as long as it is still in that lucid interval. Kasi doon sa lucid interval na yun is nasa sane pa sila. Ibig sabihin, alam nila yung mga ginagawa nila at they're also capable of making choices by themselves. Next is the deaf mutes. So not all deaf mutes are disqualified to give a consent to a contract. Only those who don't know how to write are disqualified. So, yung tatlo na na-mention, binabawalan lang sila makipag-create ng contract sa iba for the reason na maprotektahan din sila since they are still not aware of what's going on around them. Just like a child and yung mga baliw na tao as well as these deaf mutes who cannot read and write. So, this is also for them to be protected against fraud. That's why yung mga bata, hindi sila pinapayagan na makipag-create ng contract kasi hindi pa sila knowledgeable sa mga nangyayari. So, they need guardians as well as those who are insane or demented persons. As for the deaf mutes, as I've said kanina, hindi lahat is disqualified to create a contract. So, yung iba na marunong magbasa at saka magsulat, they are also qualified to create a contract. Only those who do not know how to write are disqualified because this is a way of the government to protect them against the fraud. Kasi, mostly kasi, sila yung mga nagiging biktima ng mga fraud. So, in order to lessen the number of fraud, ito yung mga naisip nila na way to protect these people as well as their assets. So, there are effects of the contract entered by incapacitated persons. The contract entered into by the incapacitated persons enumerated in the law are not void. So, this is discussed thoroughly in Article 1407, but they are only voidable. Yung mga contract na ginawa ng tatlong nabanggit kanina is only voidable if only one party cannot give his consent. But if both parties are incapacitated to give the consent, the resulting contract is unenforceable. So, wala ng contract na magaganap kasi both of the parties are incapacitated to give their consents. There are also exceptions when minors are liable under their contracts despite of their minority. So first is when the minor is entering into a contract actively. However, if there is merely silence in the contract as to the age of the minor, the fraud is not actual but only constructive. The minor is not bound by his signature. He is guilty only of a passive misinterpretation. So second, when the contract involves the sale and delivery of necessary to the minor. In this case, he is bounded to the contract. This is thoroughly discussed in Article 1489. So next is number 3. When the minor, upon reaching the age of majority, ratifies the contract, he becomes bound thereby. Fourth is when the contract is in the form of saving account in the postal saving bank, provided the minor is that at least 7 years of age, the same is valid. And lastly, when the contract is an insurance for life, health, and the accidents of the minor's life. So that would be all for the lesson Article 1322 up until 1327. Thank you for listening, everyone. Stay safe and God bless.